Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. As you have no doubt seen at this point, we released a little something something to coincide with the Solarwood land sale. A little bit of appetite whetting content, if you will. And I figured, since you must have all seen the trailer at this point and read the short story, who better to break them down and give you a bit more context than the person who created them? That's right, baby. It's another Lorecast, and Sam's here. Say hi, Sam.
Hey everyone, I'm back from outer space, landed, and I sound great.
He
Allegedly.
sounds so good. Not allegedly, there's no need for an asterisk. You sound fantastic. It's been a lot of developments on the Solarwood front. Let us dive right into it. First up, in my notes here, I would like to discuss the content of the trailer. So anything that tickles your fancy when it comes to the creation of the trailer, the voice actor, hint hint nudge nudge, in the actual trailer, and what you were envisioning when creating it. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because, well, first of all, I don't only look fantastic. Like, I look fantastic as much as I sound fantastic. But back to the trailer, everyone. Yeah, we really wanted to have something that really emphasized the beauty of Solarwood. And this won't be just exclusive to Solarwood in the future, everyone. Future content is going to definitely emphasize why you would be attracted to that. And I'd say, we've done a decent job so far. But if you guys are, really piqued with your interest about Solarwood, you haven't seen anything yet. That might be my catchphrase of this, but... Yeah, we really want to show, what Solarwood is all about and what this important figure, Dalcor Kritana, how he envisions Solarwood, how he perceives it, and its importance to him. Because that, of course, as a writer, I like to impart on others because that, in a way, is the importance that it has to me. Why I'm registered as a Solarwoodling on Discord,
Bias.
Yeah, maybe a little. But I want to show that this is a gorgeous place. It's full of not only just stargazers. That would be a pretty boring game. No, it's full of people who are ready for adventure. People who are ready to learn the secrets. Even if the secrets aren't ready for them. And so that's truly what I wanted to emphasize, and through that I want to showcase a little bit of what makes Ember Sword so gorgeous, which is it is important that we band together with our friends, and as a former MMO player of World of Warcraft, I am very much aware of how meaningful a little friendship where you hit the find party stone outside of dead mines, suddenly that person that you team up with, you have them on Facebook 16 years later. That's what I meant by come to call family. And so I want to really emphasize how beautiful it can be to play an MMO, and specifically in Solarwood. And I want to show different shades of Solarwood. It wasn't just all staring up at Jupiter and Ganymede. That looked pretty hot, didn't it, guys? I want to also show the Ultra Deep, which I did. That was a Hellgruff. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun with those guys, or a lot of rage quitting.
Yeah, fun in the many senses of the word when it comes to MMOs.
Yeah, and also, you're gonna build communities. Literally, pick a plot of land and build. Hey, the land sale, isn't that something? But I just want to show everything that is wonderful about Solarwood. And that it has many colors to it. So that was that was my primary motivation, and also teasing the lore just a tad. I can't give away everything or next to anything. But yeah, that's how I approached it, and yeah, I'm quite happy with the outcome, and it was done in a very tasteful manner, in my opinion, with the animatic.
Definitely. Yeah.
I could have we could have had that fully animated, though that I feel like it wouldn't have added anything because sometimes what you just want to see are like a series of fleeting images, and so that was where I came from, and that's where we're going. So deal with it.
It is a very interesting choice because the way I perceived it was this very sort of not exactly grassroots, but the animatic style lends itself very well to the imagination, where you see this slightly moving image and your mind just starts filling it in and running with the idea, and with some of that might be lost if we had gone like full motion with crazy things happening. I like the wistful nature of the trailer because of that stylistic choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, I just it's exactly what I want to impart. There's a lot of there's a lot of a personal story to it, and I feel like that's the most important thing, is that you don't feel like you're jumping into something that appeals to others, and you hope that appeals to you in that same way. It's actually quite the opposite. You come into it on your own. You want to find out things on your own, and hope in the process that eventually others will join you with it. That you are drawn in on its own merits, and yeah, that's precisely why it was this very humble and haunting and somber yet very hopeful grassroots approach.
I definitely believe it nailed it. Switching gears a bit, I want to talk about Dalcor Kritana himself. Can you go a bit into why you chose that particular voice actor to represent him? Voice actor, of course, being Dave Fennoy.
Oh yes, that voice, it's that golden voice. You guys have all heard it on Hulu. You've heard it in Dota with Bat Rider and Wraith King and whatnot. I first heard it actually in 1992, I believe. One of the first two games I played, one was Myst, the other was King's Quest VI, and one of the first NPCs you encounter in that game is the pawn shop owner, who says, "Welcome to my pawn shop," and
Nice.
it was. That was actually his first video game role. He's always been a voice actor, but that was the first foray of his into video games, and it just stuck with me all my life. And I'm happy that since then he's done hundreds of roles in video games. And I basically, when I first conceptualized Dalcor Kritana in 2018, nearly 3 years ago, there was no one else I had in mind. It was Dave Fennoy from the beginning. That I was set on it. This guy, he's very charismatic. Just wonderful, and it's always been Dave Fennoy, and it's almost and when we cast him and he recorded his lines, not only were his agent, his and the payroll people and SAG-AFTRA, not only were they wonderful, but he was fantastic himself, and we're excited to do more work with him in the near future, to round things out for this character. And yeah, I just it's just always been Dave. I did not have a plan B, guys. So I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad he loved the project because we love him, and his voice. I mean, you put that guy in the same room as a cup of room temperature butter, and he starts talking. In a minute, that butter is going to be melted.
Very descriptor.
That's how I described. That's how I describe Dave Fennoy. So, yeah, I'd have to say that was. Yeah, you didn't ask this, but I'm gonna just say it. It's incredibly cathartic to see after 29 years, just to this point, that I finally, I got to see his credit for Ember Sword added to IMDb, and because it's an unreleased game, it's kind of at the bottom of the list and is right next to King's Quest 6. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
god, for real? God, that.
yeah.
Wow, talk about full circle. Yeah, I was gonna say that it's so rare in the creative fields for like you to have a vision of something or to be a fan of somebody and then to be able to actually have them on one of your projects saying things that you wrote must be incredible.
Oh yeah, I got goosebumps, everyone, like my wife got goosebumps, and she's downstairs, and like she heard that ooh, and
Thanks, Jerry Seinfeld.
yeah, and when we pressed play, we shared it on Discord. You could probably attest to this, Svetlin. Everyone, we were just like, oh my god, that voice.
Yes. Yeah.
It just got us, so he was integral to the trailer. And so Dave Fennoy is Dalcor Kritana, and Dalcor Kritana is Dave Fennoy. It was always meant to be, ladies and gentlemen.
As integral as he is to the trailer, he is also integral to the short story we released alongside the trailer, The Ways of Parting. And I personally really, really enjoyed that due to, the particular brand of personality that I have and my likes towards just character interactions. Talk a bit about the creation of the story and like what its intended purpose is, if you will.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, absolutely. I will understand if some fans were expecting a story where there was a raid or something, or an epic dungeon, PvP combat, something, or maybe an amputation, something medical, like, if you're someone grotesque like that. We're not going to dive into certain other genres because, hey, this is a game that kids are supposed to play, so, but,
We do have a fan fiction community-ish within the Discord, so for all of your other huge air quotes around other needs, please follow that.
yeah. Right, nice gunner. But so yeah, the thing is that we're starting a series of short stories. I look forward to sharing other ones with you, but I'm going to write things that are actually integral and will build the plot, and I do know that this may seem like an innocuous thing, where hey, these two teenagers, they have a breakup, and one of them he's comforted with an old man over a cup of tea. That sounds boring, perhaps, but guys, pay attention to everything in that, like absolutely everything, because this little event, these little things that happen in the short story, it's like an H-bomb of geopolitical a disruption right here with what happens. This is hugely important to the plot. This is one of those convergences that occur in your stories where little characters that something happens and then it is felt absolutely everywhere. All four regions in modern Thanabis that you play in the year 3460, all these regions are affected by what happens in this. And so I want to show something that would be monumental but seemingly quiet, and something that also builds the character development of certain of certain characters. Oh, that is a little redundant, but but no, I would showcase characters and also give us some insight into how we got here, because I always envisioned this scene, and things are going to be wild once this comes full circle, which a lot of things come full circle in the events of Ember Sword through the actual quests. So I would really do that, and I need to do a little shout out to our fanfiction community, because first of all, you probably noticed Felix. Yeah, he's there. Thank you for the fan fiction. I want to give a little shout out there because I really enjoy that passion, that love and passion that comes from our community, and also there was a mention of someone named a character Mara, and I swear to God I did not create a character called Nana Mara for to match that. Actually, I had come up with that, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe. So this all was played out way in advance. It's just that great intuition, you guys. So I'm gonna just say I would love to hear your comments, and I'd like to hear some speculation about what this means, and what kind of where these characters go from here. If we will see them again, and who are these side characters who are mentioned, and how will that play into the plot? I would love to hear all of it. Geek out, all of you, because that's gonna make my day, and it's gonna give us something to think about. Because maybe I'm going to be give more hints. Maybe I'm gonna give less hints. So yeah, dangerous proposition there.
You might give wrong hints. Who knows?
Yeah,
Gotta throw them off the scent.
And I also read, something from one of the influencers on our server. Was it Triv? He said that don't trust Sam because he's gonna try to kill off your characters. And that, hey guys, come on, that's not very nice. I love these characters too. That's why I created them. And so I'm just gonna say that don't listen to him with that, because the truth is that everyone that you love, they're going to live happily ever after before I kill them.
Oh my God! I was gonna say right before that last line, I was dead certain you were gaslighting people, but then you decided to be honest, so it's all good.
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Or can I?
I really appreciate you've actually given me an honest to goodness podcast exclusive, because now people who have listened to the episode will know, yes, the ways of partying is incredibly important. And I know a bit about who those characters are and, what happens eventually, since I have access to the lore documentation. That's right. We have so much of that. Which we might actually consider putting up somewhere in the future if the interest is big enough, which, let's face it will be. I do want to touch upon the feeling of the story, because I am, as people who participate in the first Tanabas Cups final can attest, I am a massive fan of movies, at least, in which people just sit in rooms and talk and nothing else happens. It's my favorite genre of thing, where it's just character building. And the Ways of Parting really leans into establishing these characters, and it's sort of the hindsight lore bit, right? Where once, a couple years down the line, once you know how these characters turn out, you're going to come back to the Ways of Parting and your jaw's just gonna drop. Which I really, really appreciate this type of foreshadowing, where, this is monumentous, and not everybody's gonna know how big this story is for the world of Ember Sword.
Yeah, this is the epitome of the butterfly effect. This is going to lead to some things are going to get wild because of this little story. And also Kritana is oh dear. Yeah, he's not sure of what he just did.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of the future, the thing I want to leave on is what's in store for us next.
Well, we do have Dave Fennoy, though I'm going to totally tease you guys now. That is not the only voice actor that is involved with Ember Sword. We have some exciting things that we've set up, and we cannot wait to share them with you in the talent front. Yeah, what I'm talking about, Svetlin, and
oh yeah,
yes,
I damn near had a heart attack when I was told.
Yeah, yes. You guys have not seen anything yet. They're you like how wonderful Dave is. Yeah, you're going to find someone who just matches perfectly with him and, then someone else. We have this, like, the wheels are turning, folks, and we cannot wait to show you it. And so, of course, keeping a weather eye on what we say in Discord and, of course, on social media and all that. That's not an advertisement, by the way. I
You stole my plug!
Yeah. Whoops-a-daisy. No, because, we're going to we'll be sharing stuff with you as it comes out in that front, specifically with me, as I had a leading hand in making sure that all this was squared away, with the voice actors, and we'll continue to do so. And of course, I have some more stories that are brewing, more that I'm going to release to help, entice you all and keep you guessing. And actually, the best thing about that is that you're going to be able to like them even more down the road. It's going to ripen kind of like an aged wine when you see how this plays out. So, and also, of course, we have like more wonderful promos like the Solarwood one, the Starlit Solarwood. So that's something that I cannot wait to share with you as well. The plans for what the other nations will have, because yes, all 4 nations are going to have those, and maybe some other things interspersed, with specifically character things or background and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I have in store for you. Basically, all of the same, but the same has been pretty damn good, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. It's an understatement in my opinion, but I'm very biased. Well, that was all I had on the docket. We're back, baby. So thank you, Sam, for shedding some light on these fantastic pieces of media that we released. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I'm really happy to be doing this again now that the craziness is ramping up to full effect. We have a lot more in store for you, so keep listening, keep it locked, stay a fan, and yeah, I could have phrased that better. Anyway, thank you, Sam, once again, and we'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely. I'm going to just hop in my spaceship and I'll take off, and yeah, see you in a few months, everyone.
Off he goes to the stars. Bye, everybody. Hey, you were expecting the same outro, weren't you? Close enough, but the more things change, the more they stay the same. Anyway, now you definitely want more, so join our fantastic Discord community over at discord.gg/embersword, where you will be among the first to find out any new developments on the game. While you're going places, subscribe to our newsletter. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at PlayEmbersword, and follow us on Instagram at OfficialEmbersword. And just this once, remember these basics. Do push-ups, hug your mom, and spread the word about Embersword.